with Senator Natasha or the allegations she raised is not just a problem on its own. It is a symptom of a bigger problem.
Goswill Akpabio, the Senate President. The Senate President need to tell us from his own side of the story with his mouth. You understand? Not be wife go talk.
Hello, what up guys? So in this video I'm going to be talking about Senator Natasha and Goswill Akpabio, guys. And we know right now there is a back and forth between them, and I'm going to be explaining how the whole thing started, guys, because if you think it started with what is happening right now, then you are even very wrong, because it started previously. But first of all, we all know Goswill Akpabio. He's the Senate President right now, elected in 2023 or chosen in 2023. Then Senator Natasha, she's obviously a senator, so she's representing Kogi Central, guys, and there has been a back and forth between them. And in fact, it all started with this particular video of Goswill Akpabio, coming out to talk about a nightclub issue, you understand, where he addressed her. So in this particular video, she was talking, and trying to address the Senate President, and he just shunned her and told her this is not a nightclub.
Mr. President, we don't want it to be killed. We just want a bit of modification. We don't want the bill killed, but it should be slight modifications, sir. It's a necessary bill.
The Senator Natasha, in the chamber, you have to be recognized before you speak.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, we are not in a nightclub.
And when the social media saw this video, it did not turn out to be well, because it got a lot of engagement. A lot of people were actually talking about this particular video, that happened. So you could see the video right now, and a lot of people really saw it the wrong way. And at that point in time, it trended. There were so many comments, talking about this and all. So fast forward to recently, it happened that, while again they were in the chambers, trying to talk and trying to make discussions, there were some people trying to send her to another chair, and in fact, she was not having it. And that was what caused the recent propaganda. And she sparked reply the Senate President and stuff.
To speak from there. That is the order of the Senate.
Sir, order 10 on privileges. Order 10 on privileges.
Distinguished Senator Natasha.
Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he shall be prepared to move without notice. A motion declaring that the content of breach of privilege has been... Show me the session that allows suspension immediately.
So when she did this to the Senate President, there were two parties. Definitely there were the party of people that were for the Senate President. There were also the party of people that were for Senator Natasha. There were also the party of people that were for Senator Natasha. Other people were saying Senator Natasha was rude and all and stuff. So when this happened, Senator Natasha decided to clear the air and decided to explain what really happened, you understand, and why she reacted that way. She went to the Arise television, and this was her narration in Arise television.
You've been maligned. You are not afraid of the Senate President. And that I asked if this was exclusive to you alone, or if this is a particular trend.
Yeah, that's output. That's what I'm about to explain that.
Yes.
Yes. So many people do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth, and the Senate President is allowed to counter that. It all started on the 8th of December, 2023, which was a day before his birthday and my birthday. We are birthday mates. We were all in Akpabio because he had a big fanfare in the stadium. Myself, my husband, and a few of his close friends, we went to Akpabio. And at first, we were at Ikot Ekpene. We were in his house in Ikot Ekpene. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just three of us. We're walking around from room to room. He showed me the beautiful interior. This was done by this, by that, this designer here, he bought this from us. Like, oh, it's beautiful. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And my husband was behind, still on his phone, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room, and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create a time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." At that point, I just pulled away and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. But then my husband now, when I turned around, I saw my husband was already near me. And the way my husband looked at me and looked at him, I was beginning to wonder, did he hear part of that inciting statements or not? And then the Senate president, too, I saw that he also had that thought, like, did my husband hear the invitation to treat or not? So then the Senate president now said, oh, by the way, let me show you my chapel. He has a chapel in his house as well. So while we were going to the chapel, you know, we walked in silence and all. So that evening, before we left the Senate president's house at about 11 midnight to the 4 Points in Ikotepene. And my husband asked me, Natasha, what did the Senate president whisper to you? What's he telling you? I thought, should I tell him that he was speaking about bringing me in here at a special time for us to have a good time? Or should I just kill it there, wrap it as if there was nothing? Because tomorrow was a big day. I know how much my husband adores the Senate president. He loves him as a brother. My husband would do anything to support him. So I told my husband, nothing. I can't remember what I created, but I just gave him some words to manage, to mask what was said. When we laid in bed, I looked to my right, and my husband wrapped his arms around me, and he said, my love, you know you can't tell me anything. What did the Senate president tell you? Again, I was like, don't you believe me? I said, nothing. Nothing. Moreover, it's my birthday in a few minutes. Let's just be happy. Then my husband told me he doesn't want to see me travel out of the country alone, and I should not go to the Senate president's house because he has a guest house where many senators do go there, you know, after office to like get approvals and all that. So I told him, okay, no problems. That was it. I thought that was going to be the end. But then, in February, I wanted to move a motion. I wanted to move a motion for the investigation on the ills of corrupt practice in Ajakuta Steel Company. I listed that motion 5 times. It was the 6th time that it was listed on the order paper that was approved. Many senators can testify to that. Each time the motion is listed, just before he takes it, he will say, oh, Senator Natasha, we can't take this motion because the board of the Senate does not accommodate it. Or he will speak on others and then let it drag so that just before my motion is taken, the time will be well spent and won't. So he kept on doing that. I went to him in his office.
Your seat was reallocated and you don't want to use it. What's in a seat? Why was it so important for you not to just move as you've been told to do so and deal with it later? What's the importance of saying no to that seat allocation?
Thank you so much, Professor Killer. Sitting arrangements in the National Assembly or in the chambers is very critical. That is why at the forefront, we have the leadership. And after them, we have ranking senators, you know, second-timers, third-timers sitting there. And the nearer you are to the Senate president, the more visible you are. You're able to like interface with the daily activities, and then you have more visualized, like the cameras capture you more. You're more present as against being a backbencher. So where I am sitting, the Senate president sits at the lowest point, while I am sitting at the topmost point, but on the same level.
So, Senator, it is, Senator, I recap for you.
So whenever I stand.
Yes. It is safe to say that...
Where I was moved to was
you felt they were reducing you.
Where the workers, the chamber staff sit.
So
yes.
You felt they were relegating you.
Seat.
They were relegating you.
If they say, hold on. Exactly. Let me say this.
Yes.
His excuse that it's because there were 2 vacant seats due to the decamping of the senators, right?
Yes.
And that why did they have to pick on me to start the shift? There were other senators that were in front of me that would have filled the seat. Why did it have to be me to fill in the seat at the far corner? But I will say this again. If you see where I sit at the back, there is a silent degrading of senators that, as they say, came from court. We are made to feel as if we are lower than our other colleagues that resumed office and were sworn in earlier than us, even though we're all first-timers. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I remember when I asked, initially, I asked why I was not sitting amongst my other first-time colleagues.
Yes.
And I was told that is because you resumed 6 months later. So it's almost like a punishment because I resumed 6 months later. Therefore, I have to sit or take seats or wait for my other colleagues whom we all ran elections with together and won together, even though we were rigged.
So Senator,
we were made
yes.
to sit at the back. So after me,
it seems clear to me.
Senator Akpabio, who came 2 weeks after me. Yes.
So it seems to me, from your own narrative, straight from your own narrative, that you feel victimized and you feel you're being treated like a second-class senator in that place. Let me ask you a question based on your own narrative.
I have a very important...
No, but very quickly, you're going to say, let me just ask you just this question.
Professor.
Yes, just this very question. Do you feel that other senators in that house, male or female or different party, do you feel that they're standing up to what they ought to be doing, or do you feel they are also, with their silence, complicit with your victimization? I want you to judge the whole Senate, 109 men and big women.
No.
Okay. You don't feel they're complicit, and you don't want to...
Now, here it is. I have enjoyed tremendous support from my colleagues. And the fact that a number of my colleagues have not spoken out publicly in my defense or criticized what has happened does not mean that they do not visit me privately at home or they do not call on me to give me words of encouragement. Why they are yet to come up openly and criticize the activities of the Senate President, probably that's best known to them. However, one question I have been asked a number of times is, why are the women silent? Why are the 3 other women silent?
Yes, so why, Senator? Why do you think they're silent?
The day I filed the suit of defamation, the suit that sexual act whereby the Senate President's SLA on new media, Mr. Patrick Mfong, sexualized me by addressing my attire as being transparent, and that the only thing I know how to do is to wear pancake to the chambers. So when I filed that suit, Senator Ireti Kingibe, hold on, Senator Ireti Kingibe, Senator
Natasha,
and Senator
we're low on time,
3 women
please.
who send messages to me that they do not support the litigation.
I was just out of a brass LNG where I worked for 5 years, and I was trying to get into an office. I sent my CVs to a number of highly placed persons. And there was a particular minister who told me, Natasha, I know you are very intelligent and you'll be quite resourceful, but unfortunately, I cannot have you in my office because you will be a distraction to me. And I was like, how do you mean, sir? He said, I will not be able to close my eyes a day without thinking of having you to myself. Sexual harassment amongst many others.
So you could see, guys, what she said, and mind you, this is her part of the story. I'm not even saying this is the right thing, but this is her own part of the story. And since she has made this explanation, they have been called against Akpabio. They have been called that he should resign, that he should be dropped, you understand, and stuff like that because of sexual harassment, on Senator Natasha. But basically, guys, that was not how it turned out. So Akpabio decided, because there were a lot of persons, talking against Senator Natasha, accusing her of not following the rules and regulation of the Senate chambers. You understand? There were even people that said she has accused a lot of persons. We had the likes of Reno Mokri talking about how she accused him, how she accused a police rep, how she accused a lot of persons of sexual harassment. But there is one particular video that people, in fact, used to drag her, talking about she being seductive to the Senate President, and this is the video.
Pardon me, Mr. President, I was actually engrossed in a discussion that concerns the Senate with my brother, distinguished Senator Akwashiki.
Distinguished colleagues, she's hereby pardoned that she was engrossed in a discussion with Senator Akwashiki, and so she was no longer with the Senate.
So watching that video now, do you think she was actually seductive to the Senate president, or that is how she just behaved? Because, you know, when I watched that video and I was reading a lot of comments, a lot of persons were actually blaming her, you know, that she was being seductive, the way she was talking. And I'm just going to show you that video again.
Pardon me, Mr. President, I was actually engrossed in the discussion that concerns the Senate with my brother, distinguished Senator Akpabio.
Distinguished colleagues, she's hereby pardoned that she was engrossed in a discussion with Senator Akpabio, and so she was no longer with the Senate. So
I believe you have seen the video for yourself like twice.
Pardon
do you think she was
me,
being seductive
Mr.
to the
President, I was actually
that is just her personal, you know, character of being friendly and all. Anyway, it was now reported that she was suspended, like she was suspended from the Senate chambers for 6 months, you know, announced by, you know, Senate President himself. He said they suspended her because of she broke the rules, and this was when he was announcing it.
That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpabio for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023 as amended, for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Nigerian Senate in general to a public opprobrium. Those in support of prayer will say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. How do you amend a prayer that is unanimous?
So guys, what do you think about this whole thing? And I'm even going to be playing some video of some people reacting to this particular thing. But what do you think about it? So drop your opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video.
Reno, what is your business in this very matter? The case of Senator Natasha Akpabio versus Senator Goswill Akpabio, the Senate President. Two respected people in the society. They are having their issues. Instead of you that we respect as bros to provide solution, sensitive solution, or keep your mouth shut, you are instigating more hatred on women. Now, let's go back to your video. You said that Senator Natasha Akpabio accused you of sexual harassment. From your video and from the post she made, not the post she made, from the message she sent you then was, I rejected your silly advances in 2014, not sexual harassment. Now, if we go dictionary, go look the meaning of sexual harassment and advances, now two different things. And now you don't try to say, I took a first class of British Airways and I went to UK. From UK, I went to America, brother. Everybody know Luwale, lock up, lock up, allegedly. Before immigration caucus, say you must define what Luwale is all about. I beg, I'm not your part. This matter is a matter about the girl child. It is not all about Senator Natasha Akpabio. It is about the girl child to be well protected and for them to speak out whenever they feel threatened. That is the issue. Then why are you bringing matter that is already dead and gone? The matter that was dead and gone, as you claim that you were giving money, meaning you were bribed to keep your mouth shut. So why are you coming out to speak? Do you want more money? Or someone has given you money to come and speak again? Stomach infrastructure.
Goswill Akpabio, the Senate President. The Senate President need to tell us from his own side of the story, with his mouth. You understand? Not the wife go talk. Now him, that they carry this matter go meet. Madam, you wait there as enter as they not talk to you. At no point they mention your name. Like say they mention your name. You forfeit contract on this matter. And it is even more demure for you as a woman, housewife, where they talk something about your husband. Just quiet. If you people want to use the legal route, go and use it and be quiet about it until you get justice. come outside, he talk, my husband, Now that be the matter they grab. Do you know what it means for a senator? Not just anybody, a senator, somebody that studied law, to come out and say that I'm suffering from sexual harassment and this is what the Senate president he has been attempting and he has been offering me and I've been declining it and he has been depriving me from my privileges as a senator. She cannot just come out or wake up and just raise this notion. She cannot. And she has moved further to say that the security agency have the instrument to bring back the full conversation that she and the Senate president had. She made series of allegations against the Senate president. Now, even the women for inside the red chamber, I know a lot of you want to protect the institution, but for a matter as strong as this sexual harassment against the Senate president, it is more honorable to keep your mouth shut than to come out on national TV to defend nonsense. Who be that senator where we wear cap week? Which person mama be that? Which person mama be that? They talk sexual harassment. Just like say lecturer won't sleep with female students before I go give her a right mark. Then you will be class prefect. Now you got the cause say the lecturer he too they play where he too they play where and they make her day vulnerable. You get sense, mama. I'm very sorry to say you are older than me, but what you just did there, you be threat to our girl child. What is the way forward? What is the advancement of women in politics in Nigeria? What is the advancement? Let's be very, very honest with ourselves. Let's be very honest with ourselves. Woman come outside talk, say the Senate president, they harass me sexually. It is honorable for the Senate president to step down as the Senate president for investigation to take his place. Now, so many analysis come outside. Say, man, hold your hand for where your husband did. Why you not tell your husband where your husband asks you? Your husband carry riches. Why you not tell your husband where your husband asks you? Do you know what it means for a woman to even control temper? Woman, no. We need to give kudos to Senator Natasha Akpabio because you see the NDDC boss as a 2020 way she still lay allegations say Senator Goswill Akpabio, when he be the Minister of Niger Delta that time, say he won't sleep with her, say she slap him.
A woman, the only Nigerian woman that has slapped his face.
Why did you slap him? Why did you slap him?
He slapped him because of his plan B.
So, for a woman to feel control her temper, may try to maintain the relationship between her husband and the Senate president, we need to give her flowers. That's my first. Now, the woman they carry on with her team, as she said, you they deprive her from her privileges. Now they say, come on for this seat, go this seat. Now, small matter, not big matter, we cause all this thing now. And I tell the Senate president that I say, this matter and a small matter, throw away face. Throw away face. Sure, the woman tell you, say, no, come on for this seat, go this seat. Leave her. Now you they call her, according to what she said, say you they call her the princess of the red chamber. And you are the daddy of the red chamber. Why can't you behave like a father? Now the woman don't come outside, now don't talk, now say you won't enjoy her. And special shout out to her husband for controlling his temper, because people like us normally, I don't know that you be Senate president, call your talk, say you enjoy my wife normally for where I did. If now 5-10 years now, my wife called tell me later, say and she just won't maintain the matter, manage your situation. Anyway, I see you, like you be Senate president, you carry football, I can go slap your eye. Akpabio, you get luck, say Alema and a gentleman. Before they go, they think or say they won't go court. I'll best slap your eye, you get crazy. They see women there. Goswill Akpabio, Natasha apologize to Goswill Akpabio. When they don't buy freezer on their heads, don't call for that Akpabio as women.
The Nigerian Senate, Nigerian National Assembly, please, is it a secret court or it is a parliament for the people? That place we call Nigerian National Assembly, the Nigerian Senate, Nigerian House of Reps, all of them, share a secret court or in a parliament we're supposed to make law to better the life of the people. You see this case between Senator Natasha Akpabio and Senate President Goswill Akpabio. Make una no dey distracted. Me, I'm not one of those people who you can fool with this kind of issues. The issue between Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio is only confirming that we as Nigeria, we have more serious problem. The problem with Senator Natasha or the allegations she raised is not just a problem on its own. It is a symptom of a bigger problem. Nigeria as a country, we are in deep shit if the National Assembly can conduct themselves the way they are conducting themselves. So for those of una, I pity una wey know how to support wetin dey wrong because you think say maybe na woman dey involved or she talk against person wey you like. Nigeria, we are in trouble. In fact, the way the Senate don't play out, it only goes to confirm part of the allegations of Senator Natasha. The entire Senate is a bunch of captured people. Everybody have been captured. So anybody wey try to say your opposition or to go against the constituted authority, you can be sidelined and there could be consequences for you. So if you see any senator get up to talk, it is not because there are not good people there who do not know what is right or what is wrong, but nobody has the courage or the spine to speak up and defend what they know that is true. So every senator or lawmaker where they talk is trying to defend their own access to power. It is a battle of the sycophants in chief. Everybody is observing table manners. When you eat, you do not talk. So make I no go talk, make I no go against the people. Imagine a country where a National Assembly that is supposed to be serious with debate to help the people, everybody is sleeping on one side of the bed, so there is no meaningful opposition. That is to show you that the country can never move forward. So when you see some of the lawmakers where they vex, say, Senator Natasha, is it just about chair because they change your chair? No, it is obvious that there is an underlying issue before that change of chair for the senator to have reacted in that way. So waiting some of them, they vex, they say, why are you raising more serious issue from a smaller issue? This issue of change of chair is a small issue, you can overlook it. But they have failed to understand that there are more issues that have already been raised. Because a senator got up, she did not only allege sexual harassment, she alleged abuse of office by the Senate president and also malicious ambition to scuttle her, deprive her of her legislative powers. Nigerian Senate now don't give her 6 months suspension. So what now happens to the allegations against the Senate president? Because we now, as Nigerian politicians, you know how to quickly say you copy a system of government from America, you copy the presidential system of government from America. But waiting we know the copy from America is accountability, transparency, following the rule of law, and competence in leadership. Because Nigeria is not a country of laws. We are a country that is governed by lawless people who make laws for the poor but cannot abide by them. Because if we are a country of laws, the Senate president, of course, is innocent until proven guilty. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But you should know that as the number 3 citizen, you must be held to the highest ethical standards. And when you hold public office, you hold the public trust of the people. So the Senate president must be in a hurry to prove his innocence, to recuse himself and allow an independent investigation to establish the facts so that you can gain the trust of the people in that institution. Because it is not about you, it is also about the institution as more as it is about you. But Nigeria, there is nothing like that. It is anyhow, na wuru wuru. So everybody go just they move along. On a normal day, agencies like the ICPC, Independent Corrupt People and Practices and Other Related Offenses, people like the Public Complaints Commission, even the police can take up the allegations to investigate. Because of course, sexual harassment is an offense under the Penal and Criminal Code. But who you want to go investigate? You want to investigate the constituted authority. So as much as the case of Senator Natasha is a serious issue, we must not zero in on it alone. We must look at the bigger picture. Nigeria, if you have a National Assembly that is supposed to be performing oversight over other arms of government, has been completely hijacked, and there is no meaningful opposition. Even lawmakers are afraid to speak up, even to vote. They fear to vote out so that they no go fall out with the powers that be. Then we are in deep shit. We are in serious trouble. So all of us must look for opportunity where we ourselves must go that National Assembly, go and demand electoral reform to overhaul INEC, so that by 2027 we begin to drain the swamp, to retire the bunch of non-essentials who are occupying government offices for their personal good instead of public good, and ensure that we send in competent people who are able to lead this country for the sake of Nigerians, for God's sake. If not, these shenanigans you are seeing our lawmakers do, it will not end until we overhaul these institutions and this system. And that can only be achieved through electoral reform. So good, we fight for Senator Natasha, but Nigerians, we must fight for ourselves in terms of getting electoral reform. If not, we are in even more trouble than we think. May Nigerians get the courage to wake up, unite, and make demands to liberate ourselves. God bless Nigeria. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
I am supporting Akpabio because he's a Senate president. Number 2, he's somebody's husband. He's not looking at Natasha. Natasha is just a senator. He doesn't have time with Natasha. Natasha should free Akpabio. Akpabio is somebody's father. He's a grandfather. He's somebody's husband. He's somebody's son. Natasha should face her husband and leave Akpabio alone. A man is free to look at a woman. That is the end. He should stop blackmailing Akpabio. Akpabio is Akpabio. He should stop it. You know what they investigate? Investigate what? Did you mix Akpabio with Natasha in the bed? You don't need Akpabio talking to Natasha by the roadside. Did you mean Akpabio talking to Natasha that I love you?
Alright, so by now I'm pretty sure that you people have seen the video where Goswill Akpabio, the Senate President, ordered that Senator Natasha Akpoti should be removed from the plenary because of misconduct. Well, dear Senate President Goswill Akpabio, this is a video of you doing that exact same thing. In my own interpretation, I will even say yours is even worse. Now, this is the video.
You can go to your seat, and when you get to your seat, I'll recognize you.
I sat next to Senator Goswill until I was led by the sergeant at arms that this is my seat.
I asked the clerk whether he allocated that seat to you. He said he didn't.
He told me he would prefer to sit here. So I said there is no microphone there, but he said he would still prefer to sit there.
If there's been a senator that I'm allowed to speak without a microphone, state. That's never happened in this chamber. All we said is there's no microphone where you are. Go to a place where there's and you can speak. Now you have the floor, speak and let us make progress.
I want to apologize to my colleagues if I raised my voice earlier, and to say that until the Senate is well reconstituted and the sitting arrangements well arranged, I want to hold my...
Well, in my own interpretation, what Goswill Akpabio did here is kind of worse than what Natasha Akpoti did on that very day. But again, shout out to Bukola Saraki, the then Senate President, for the way he handled this whole situation. A special shout out to him. And again, most people call a spade a spade. Natasha Akpoti actually did a serious misconduct. Even when they told her to leave, you understand? Just like, oh, I'm not scared of you and all that. I mean, she's not supposed to do that. But Goswill Akpabio was also supposed to look for the best way to manage the whole thing. Because misconduct is not misconduct. If I say Bukola Saraki, no other say this man go leave. No me say this other person no go other around. And I feel like the last thing that happened between Bukola Saraki and Senator Akpoti, I feel as if two of them, they never really forgive themselves. That's just what I think. I feel like they've not forgiven themselves. And again, Goswill Akpabio should understand that Natasha is a woman. Natasha is a woman, not just a woman. Natasha is a very stubborn woman. Judging by everything I've seen, judging by the whole thing, she stood up against Yaya Bello when Yaya Bello was at his prime. When Yaya Bello still shake everybody, Natasha Akpoti stand. As a matter of fact, rumor they say, man, when she go Kogi State that time, say they even give her own army where go protect her against the government army. So the woman is strong, she's stubborn. So you get the way they follow those kind of people, right? She know they won't agree. Like people like her, they don't really like when you use high voice for her. So you go, Senate President, I know it's not supposed to be, but she's a woman. You understand? But Natasha Akpoti too, please, you have to respect our Senate President. You understand? A lot of people don't like him, but power don't enter hand, power don't enter hand with that. So respect comes with that position that he is. Senate President, like now, if anything happens to the President, anything happens to Vice President, which other person again? I think Senate President is the fourth, or even the third, I can't even remember. I think it's like the fourth person. So a position strong for the whole of Nigeria. His position is very strong. And if you don't respect him, other people from outside country will not respect him. If somebody in the house, a member of the house, would not respect Senate President Goswill Akpabio, then people where they look us from outside country too, they're not going to respect Senate President Goswill Akpabio. But again, respect is reciprocal. So the way Senate President they talk to Natasha, it's supposed to balance out. But again, ultimately, for the benefit of Nigeria, that's what I'm talking. For the benefit of Nigeria, people need to get along. Because if the room is not conducive for everybody, if people don't agree, then we as a country, we cannot move forward. Because now that place When I tell the judge waiting, they make the country go forward. Even though the country know they really go forward, because I don't even really see what they do for there, low-key. I don't know what you guys are doing there, to be very honest. I don't know. You understand? But still, we're gonna get along so that at least one tangible thing if he come out from that floor or from the house. Even though, like I said, in my own opinion, I don't see what you guys are doing there. But anyway, Senate President, much love and respect. Natasha, way much love and respect. God bless you guys. But I beg, we're not plan for Nigeria. Else, you're gonna learn, and you will learn the hard way. We're not doing for personal beef. At the end of the day, peace and love. Respect yourself and don't play.